Hi everyone, this is Killshot from the 999 Army, and I want to welcome every one of you to our first live stream from the brand new channel. We have 999 Gaming, 999 Dead, and this brand new channel that is going to be specific for the 999 Army. You guys have probably seen some of the surveys, some of the polls we put up. We're going to talk about different topics. Yes, we are going to talk about Walking Dead topics here as well, but we're also going to branch out a little bit. We're going to have our random things over here this week on Tuesday. We're going to give away some more gift cards like we did last week. I still need Jay Irons and Casey F. to reach out to me. Those are the last two that I have not given the gift cards away. We're also going to do our caption contest. All of the above. It will make sense. So you're going to see a little bit of content on gaming, a little bit on 999 Dead, and then when we start to do Stranger Things, we start to do Game of Thrones, it is going to be right here. This is where the Army is going to hang out. And if we do our Chill with Kills, we just have a random stream where we just want to go live and get together and hang out. This is going to be our hangout spot. So that's what's going on. I appreciate everybody being here. But today we're going to start it out with a topic. I see Valar. And Valar, same rules apply. Super chats will be set up on this channel when YouTube gets around to it. We know they're not the fastest company out there, but when they get to it, they get to it. But Valar is putting a super chat up there for $4.99. Says, hello, Kill, Steph, Emmy, Kale, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, Patreons, and of course, all of the super chatters. I see, let's see. Do I have some of my mods? I don't think I have a mod in here. Yo, there's Kel. I gotta moderate Kel. So there we go. Kel, you're official. There's Steph. It was a party night, I think, for everybody. All right, so we got two of our moderators officially moderated status. All right. Maybe that should change you guys' colors now, hopefully. Type something. Type something. Let's see if it's good. Let's see if I did it right. All right. We'll get around to it. So, I was kind of going through some of the topics we talked about. There we go. There we go. Now you're blue. Really? Kelv, all the things that you could have added. Let's a Florida Gator. Man, those fans just they're loyal. I will tell you that. All right, good stuff. It'll be a little bit more random, but I did want you guys just to kind of get a taste of the brand new channel. This is set up for this. This is for all of us. I mean, all the work that you guys have done. Building all of these channels, you'll start to see this development. So thank you for everything that you do. Do want to I'm not going to pick on YouTube today, but I do want to say at the end of the year, they're going through and just cleaning a lot of house. So spam that shows up on our channels, bots, what else that's out there? Inactive accounts. We lost probably 2,000, almost 2,000 subs from dead accounts, I guess, over the last couple years. People just don't use YouTube anymore, or, they were just coming on video saying, hey, come buy some free gold, that type of thing. So, yeah, a lot of gaming accounts got purged out, so no big deal. We don't want dead accounts. We want people that are live and active and are hanging out with us. So it's not a race to get the most subs. It's a race to get the best subs, and I think we do have the best subs that are out there. So let me shift gears a little bit and get into this Whisper topic. And what would be bigger news than if The Walking Dead wanted to switch up the comic book plan a little bit and give the Whispers a fighting chance? Like right now, we know the Whispers are coming in, but I don't think any of us... Is there anybody here that gives them a fighting chance, like they're going to survive long term? I mean, I don't. I just think, we know they're going to be out there. We know they're going to be evil. And we know ultimately the good guys are going to win. And that's pretty typical. It's pretty typical with most movies. It's typical with most TV shows. And I would like to see it switch up a little bit for two parts. One, I'm not anxious to see the next story because I think they've got a good story here. I think they've got a good villain and they can really hype it up a little bit. The other thing is I'm okay with them lasting for more than a season. I mean, if you're going to have them out there and they're going to be taken out as quick as they rushed them in, let's not rush them out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yeah, they're here and we're going to hate them and we're going to fear them, except the people that are big fans of them. What would a Whisper win look like? And it could probably happen in You know what? Beta is staring you down right now. That's why I picked this picture. And I'm not saying that we have to be fans of them or that we have to like them or we have to accept the evil nature at which they go about things. What potentially could a whisper win look like? A retreat? A truce? A coexistence? An ongoing war where you pick off a few of ours, we'll pick off a few of yours? A spinoff? How would a whisper spinoff work? Seeing the world through the eyes of evil. You know how in the past they said, what would a Negan spinoff look like? How many people would be interested in a whisper spinoff where maybe they get forced to retreat, but they regroup and they just go around and they just wreak havoc? Or a movie that would incorporate them. See, Ron, I agree with that. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that the whispers are going to come and go so fast that they're going to move on to Commonwealth, and I don't know that the audience is fully going to embrace what's next. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys just to, we're going to rank 4 topics. I need everybody's participation here, if you guys could. And those of you watching the playback, because it is a little bit early for some people, I'm going to give you 4 scenarios, and I want you to rank them. You can rank them however you want. And, well, let's rank them on importance or shock value or good story, any of the above. The Governor, Negan, The Whispers, and Commonwealth. If you were writing and you had to rank those 4 in order from list of importance, The Governor, Negan, The Whispers, and Commonwealth. Just want to take kind of the pulse of the audience here. I mean, I kind of know where I stand on it. Julie says Whispers, Negan, Governor, and Commonwealth. Let's see how many people agree with that. Whispers, Commonwealth, Negan, and Governor. Bumblebee Brown. Ooh, James. Really? Governor that high? I don't agree, James. I respect your opinion, but I don't agree the Governor was the biggest story. Negan, Whispers, Governor, Commonwealth, says Fluff. Negan, Commonwealth, Whispers, Governor. All right, so most are saying either Whispers number 1 or Negan story number 1. But I don't know if anybody is saying Commonwealth number 1. And from what I know at this point, I would probably say Negan, Whispers, Commonwealth, Governor. That would be my order. But it's only because I don't know everything about the Whispers and I don't know what they're going to do. However, because Negan, where he started and where he ends up, I think the evolution of Negan is an important story. However, I do think the Whispers can be more important or a bigger story. And if you are going to do a bigger story, I don't want to see it end, well, I don't think it would be wise to have it end within a year. Because now we're at a crossroads with the audience. We just lost Rick to movies and television. Maggie just went away. This story is a very important story to the fans. And I think, I'm going to duck because I know many of you are going to throw things at me. I think this Whisper story is more important than what's going on with Rick Grimes. I think if the whispers are not done right, you know, all those threats before where people said, if Rick dies, Rick leaves, I'm not watching anymore. If Glenn dies, I'm not watching anymore. If such and such dies, I'm not watching anymore. All right? All of that. If the whispers are done too fast and they move to something else, I do think people will stop watching. I really do. So that's why I think this, at this point, is probably one of the most important things we've seen on the television show. Now, it's looking good right now. It's looking like it's going to be evil. It's looking like the audience is going to jump on. But the potential to extend it and do something different away from the comic, I think if it's done right, could keep fans excited about it. Because I do know that there's a lot of people still watching because of the whispers that said they were going to stop watching after Rick. And if the whispers are killed off quickly and, you know, by protocol, and they move on to another story that the audience might not like as much, we can't really guarantee what's going to happen with that. There may be a regression. So kind of back to, and Eddie says we'll see the Commonwealth. That's why they introduced the radio. And the Commonwealth story simultaneously playing out with the whispers. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with more things as long as they don't, you know, make it where, to me, some of the toughest moments to watch, even though I knew they were necessary, was when Rick was introduced to the King, the Saviors, the Oceanside, all of those things happening at one time and going back and forth and trying to figure everybody out. So how the Commonwealth is introduced and too much story on the side when I really want to get back to a little bit of the horror, I think we got to get back to the horror of the show. And I can see by... Right, and Steph says fans still want to see the horror of it. But there's also a fine line. We're picky. You know, there's Eddie, and I think you're making my point. So if we have these clues that the Commonwealth's out there, and we may not see the Commonwealth till after the whispers, then to me it's a big risk if they push that along next season. If the whispers are only here for basically 9-9 all the way to, say, 10-7, 10-8, then I think it's a big waste. I would much rather see them retreat, do some other stuff, even if you wanted to show them brutalizing other groups that, you know, maybe this group rises up, maybe, you know, the Negan, maybe Dwight comes back, Magna, and they hold their ground or take care of business. I think having the Whisperers still out there in the Walking Dead universe would be kind of neat, because it would keep that horror element out there, that you know that it's just not about evil people dying and converting. Sometimes about evil people always being out there. I mean, look at what happens with the villains. So, I mean, Fear the Walking Dead, I mean, we may have Proctor John out there. Sharpie Lady didn't make it. They couldn't make Mel into a villain. That was a wasted opportunity. Governor died. People at Terminus died. Saviors are dead. Their leaders converted. I mean, you have to have a world full of bad people. That's just the way the world is. And I think they want to get to that dark element. There's some big, big opportunity. So, based on what you've seen now, before we even get into the Whisper arc, from what you've heard, doesn't it seem like the Whispers are a little too much, that there is no way that they're going to be able to win? I mean, I kind of feel like that. Or do you think that Daryl, Michonne, Carol, Jerry, Negan, Magna, Yumi, you think that's enough? You think that's enough to overtake them? Right, Wilson, I felt that as well. Especially when they got Eugene. Julia says, we'll beat their asses. So, where was the learning point from the Saviors? Where did it go wrong, Wilson? I mean, if we could kind of rewind that story a little bit and say, because Simon was exterminating people. He was killing every threat he could see. Negan wanted people as a resource. And you know what? There's a lot of different perspectives, because some people take the perspective and say, I mean, if you're looking strictly at the story, I mean, not that we had to get over that part to move on to the next story, but if we're going to be kind of called in time, is one, you could say, well, it's the strength of Rick and the strength of their group that they weren't going to be contained. Maybe. But if Negan would have killed about, I don't know, all 11 of the people in the lineup, then Negan probably would have won. See, that, Fluff, that's probably the problem. And that's what I want to drill down to. I want to drill down to root cause. Negan thought he could get the leaders to buy into his plan, and the leaders could do his job for him. Kill a couple of them. Everybody else will get in line because they'll be so afraid. Rick will keep his group. They'll get it done. Whereas if he would have just killed all 11 people, then he probably could have just taken Gavin and Jared and just a whole bunch of people and said, hey, you don't have a leader anymore. You're going to go here and just basically work for us. So Negan thinking that everybody could be controlled. That was the problem. And the reason I bring this up, you're like, well, what does that have to do with the Whispers? I think it has everything to do with the Whispers. Because I think with the Whispers, you're going to get, oh no, you're going to prove yourself, or we're going to kill you. We will just steamroll you. We don't need all these people. And in fact, like Negan thought people were a resource, I don't think the Whisperers think people are a resource. I think they think loyal people are a resource. So at first, you're either going to join us and you're going to prove that you are 100% loyal, or we're going to kill you. And then we're going to make an example. And then we're going to torture. And then we're going to psychologically break you down. So, not really getting into the Whisperer story arc, because I haven't dug down into the psychology of the whys and the hows. And I do think that there are, maybe we don't have the Whisperer backstory, but I think Kirkman is good enough for us to get a feeling of what motivates them and what makes them tick. We've got Scott Kernan with a super chat, says Q&A. How could you see the season ending, Kills? Also, when could we expect super chats to become available? Oh boy, that's a two-part question. I see this season ending in peril an epic cliffhanger with very little. Actually, this is the way I would see it play out. I think there's going to be an element of hope, Scott, at the very, very end. So I think we're going to see Carol, Daryl, Michonne, and a few others tied up at the Whisperer camp. And I think somebody epic is going to die, or they're going to be close to dying. It's going to be like the lineup. But I don't think they're going to leave it that way, because I don't think they want the ulcers and the heartbreak for like 6 months. And then I think the camera's going to pan out, and we're going to see them there, and there's going to be a campfire, and there's going to be like all these loyal people to Alpha and to Beta chanting or something, whatever these cults do. And it's going to pan out just a little bit more. And then you're going to see over at the edge of the wooded area, Negan. And then somebody else, maybe Magna. And I think they're going to leave it. That's the way I see it being done. Like, something major is about to happen. The heads are on the pikes. We know that they've killed a lot of people. But I think Negan, Magna, not Dwight. I don't think Dwight's going to be introduced brought back till season 10. But I think the writers are going to give us despair with just a slight little bit of hope. And I think the hope is going to fall squarely on the shoulders of Negan. And I think some people hate that. But I do think it is the transition of him having a bigger role in saving the people that are taken captive. That would be the way I would see it ending. I think that would be cool. What do you guys think? When will Super Chats become available? Google is just, I guess I should say they're wonderful, right? They're slow. That's all I can say. And they do things on their own terms. So I would say on 999 Dead, it could happen any minute. On this channel, I would say it's probably going to be a couple of weeks, is my thought. I know you guys are anxious to get into the super chat mode and get the comments up there. And look, I am too, because I love my super chatters. One, they make amazing contributions to this channel. And number two, I love the shift in topics. I love getting on a topic and then highlighting and bouncing around. Because, a lot of times there's just something important you want to get in a video, and it is a good transition. So as soon as it's active on 999 Dead, we will do a super chat stream. How about that? And then we'll get it over here as well too. So just hold tight. They'll do their thing. Crystal Singer Chick says, I do 2 kills. Just have a feeling Negan is going to be the one they all look to. You know what? I also think there's going to be a little bit of humility with Negan. I don't know, and this is just my impression. Steph, please chime in on this and a few other people. How many people think that Negan is just going to get so thirsty for that power that he's going to want to do it? I don't. I think he's going to be humble. I think he's going to deflect it a little bit. I think people are going to appreciate what he does, and he's going to be... I just see a different Negan. I see somebody that after 7.5 years is changed. E-Beach, 999 Gaming is not done for Walking Dead discussion. And we will be ramping up content on 999 Gaming. And we'll still post, but we've got some other areas that we have to build for YouTube thresholds, and that's why you're going to see us. And I will say this, because we have several channels that are out there, a lot of different direction, and I think it's confusing. We're going to focus on 3 channels. And I would love to get everybody who subscribes to 999 Gaming to subscribe to 999 Dead, and also I can't say it, to subscribe, try to say it 3 times, to 999 Army. And you're going to see content on all 3 of those, but for now, those are the only 3 that we're going to work on. Kel says Negan be sweet and wise. Steph, Negan makes a great politician. But I do think that Negan has changed. But keep in mind, he can change back. But I think he's genuine right now. Julie, it does not, unfortunately, and I've looked into that as well. So the sponsorship question is only on 999 Gaming. I'm always going to, shout out the sponsors and, obviously put a bulletin up there with the sponsors. And hopefully it will open up on other channels. The last, with that, because it was, let me go ahead and address this because I know we do have some sponsors as well. The sponsorship was only through gaming. And if you watch through gaming, you do have the opportunity to sponsor. But you have to log into YouTube Gaming, and then you'll get a sponsorship option. But for the other channels, it was done as a beta, and it's just not active all the way across the board yet for other channels, even though they changed it to membership. Wilson, will Negan have a new weapon? Well, eventually, yes. I threw this out there just as a prediction. I think he's going to bury Lucille. I think he's got the shovel. I think he's going to move on. Now, in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not that far in, doesn't Negan break Lucille on hitting Beta in the back? Is that correct? I have not researched this. This is just what I've heard. And then that's the end of Lucille? So, if you know that there's an ending for Lucille at some point, it would, if Negan makes a proactive effort to get rid of it, I think that would be better for the fans. I just think if he walks around with Lucille, it's just that constant reminder of Glenn. So I would just rather him bury Lucille, move on from Lucille, and just pick a new weapon. They may not do it. I'm just one person kind of saying the way I'd like to see it go down. Just any additional things that can get people on board with Negan, I'm okay with that. Because I still think there's a lot of distrust out there. So he burns Lucille in 174. So Lucille breaks and then he keeps Lucille like a memento and then burns it later on. Burns her later on. And see, that's what I'm thinking. Right after Lucille's gone is when he knows that he's got to move on. So why not do it voluntarily? Why not just say, look, this prison sentence has changed me and show people that his actions are different? Just a thought. Yeah, Eddie, I'm cool with that. I mean, he has a shovel, and people are wondering, why is he walking around with that shovel? Beta is a beast. So we're going to keep this around 30 minutes today. So once again, this is the 999 Army. So let me just take a couple minutes away from Walking Dead and just kind of recap a few things because I want you guys to understand the method. I don't want there to be any confusion around the different channels and really what we're doing. So we continue to build a 999 Gaming, and the gaming is a big umbrella, and it goes from the channel started with hardcore gamers and doing tutorials, and thus the 999 Gaming, and it went to gaming sponsorships, and really no knock on the gaming community. I have a lot of friends that are still hardcore gamers, But this Walking Dead community and the 999 Army we set up is different. It's unique. The chats are different. And what we wanted to do is just kind of branch out a little bit more. But sometimes when you branch out too far and it gets very confusing. So we made the decision to kind of reel it back in a little bit. 999 Dead is going to be, I think it has a nice ring to it. It says who we are. When we're talking about The Walking Dead, you're going to see a lot of different variations of different zombie ideas, movies. When the movies start out, we're going to do some streaming on there. 999 Gaming will still be active. We're going to do the comic book reads. We'll do some Walking Dead discussion and let people know that we're streaming on both. This channel, we're going to put some content up right now, which is Walking Dead related, because we want our other fans to get over here and say we're doing all three. There's probably not going to be a ton of Walking Dead related stuff on the 999 Army channel on this one. But there will be for the next couple weeks, just to get people that know who we are and recognize the name, knowing that those are the three that we're going to work on. We'll do a little bit more Game of Thrones. We're not going to set up a 999 Thrones. We're not going to set up a 999 Stranger Things. Random things will probably be over here as well. But instead of you guys feeling like you got to subscribe to 20 channels, the three right now, and then later on when I start doing live streams from events, we will be doing 999 Live. You don't have to worry about that right now. There's not going to be any content on that for probably 5 to 6 months. But I just want you guys to know that it's out there so we get everybody to the right place. And as Eddie said, click the bell. So as long as you're subscribed and you hit the notification, you'll know where we're going to stream. If you guys are on the Facebook page, 999 Army, we got almost 800 people over there as well too. I will always post a link, so you can click on the link and it's going to take you right to the channel. So you don't have to miss anything. And when there's an announcement, we'll make an announcement. But otherwise, you can pretty much plan on that we're going to stream at 9:30 during the weeknight, and then on Saturday mornings just to hit our international audience, and on Sunday mornings as well, and then on Sunday evenings. So we're going to be there. We're going to continue to grow it. As we said, there is a threshold, and this is Scott Kernan mentioned a little bit ago. You have to hit a certain threshold with YouTube with hours watched and subscribers. So get this over 1,000 subs as quick as possible. Once our gaming fans and our 999 Dead fans know that we're over here as well, they'll sub. We'll hit 1,000 within a few days. That's the minimum expectation. And also, it's 4,000 hours watched. So on the 999 Dead channel, we hit that threshold in like 3.5 days, like 4 days. So once you hit that threshold, it goes into YouTube review, and then all the features of all the other channels are unlocked. So it does take a little bit of time. It's not like starting over, but because we have a fan base and we have a group, but it is, we are continuing to grow it. Somebody else asked, are we still pushing for 100,000 subscribers on 999 Gaming? Absolutely we are. We're pushing for subscribers on everything, but we want the right subscribers. We just don't want a ton of subscribers. We probably blocked 3,000 or 4,000 trolls that just didn't belong in our channel. So we don't want everybody. We want people that are, it's our niche. It's our group. Anybody can watch the videos, but when we get to the live streams, we really want it to be, I don't want the moderators going crazy and always having to block people and ban people. We want to do the live streams on a channel that is representative of the type of people that are mature, can have conversations, don't come in and criticize each other. Now, when we do the videos, that's why you'll see when we post a 5-minute video, 80, 90, 100,000 people watch those videos, because we're not blocking people to watch the video. Anybody can. We just don't want a lot of people coming in and just being rude and basically just being an ass to a whole bunch of other people. I mean, we got more important things to do, and this network and the maturity in this level is, I say it a lot, you don't find it in a lot of other forums. Read some of the other forums and look at how much bashing, how much criticism there is out there. So with that being said, we're going to wind this thing down. Once again, I want to extend an invitation to each and every one of you. Subscribe to the 999 Army channel. We're going to work those three. Tomorrow we will be here as well. We will do random things from here, and hopefully we'll get a lot of participation and you guys hanging out with us. Enjoy your Saturday afternoon. Patreons will be posting a little bit of content later on, so check that out. And let me do a few shout-outs, as we always do. If you're brand new to the 999 Army, then you know that we shout out the group at the end of these. Give me a quick 999. Patreon's top left-hand corner. You guys are amazing. Thanks for everything that you guys do. If you're interested in being a Patreon, there is a link down below in the description. There is not a link down below in the description. Sorry. We will get you a link down below in the description. So there's another update we need to do on the new channel. Sponsors over in the top right-hand corner. We'll figure that out. So hopefully we can get sponsors spread through all the channels. But thank you for what you guys do. Yeah, it's a limited description. And no merchandise listed here yet either. So that is on the gaming channel. And to each and every one of you that are putting 999s up there, I want to give a shout out and say what's up to... Oh, let me start with the moderators. Amy, Steph, Tommy, Kels, thank you so much for what you guys do. Valar, Fluff, Ron, Bumblebee Brown, Joyce Andrews, Cammie, Julia Muse, Nikki Sticks, Leanne, Crystal the Singer Chick, Tammy Hill, Heart of Nixie, Edwin Gonzalez, William Finney, Wilson. Those leggings are awesome, Wilson. You definitely need to try a pair. Samantha Coombs, thank you. Julia McGuire. And you know what? It really doesn't matter to me whether we're streaming on 999 Army, 999 Dead, or 999 Gaming. We could get up on top of a rooftop and sit around and have a fireside chat. It wouldn't probably be a good idea to have a fireside on a rooftop, but you get where I'm going with that. We could be hanging out somewhere and talking Walking Dead, and I would be perfectly comfortable doing that. And in fact, one of the first live streams that we'll do on 999 Live, we'll probably have a few people from this channel hanging out and just doing some introductions. So, like I said, 5-6 months out, but just stay tuned. We got a lot of big ideas that we want to do with this, and a lot of ideas that we want to do with this channel beyond The Walking Dead. So hopefully you see the value in 999 Army. We're going to make a statement that we are not just The Walking Dead. We're a group of people that can get together and talk about anything and have a good time. So thanks. I missed you in a shout out. Be here at noon tomorrow because we will be doing this thing again. Thanks, everybody. I will see you all mañana. Peace.